Well, we are here at the site of the Nova Festival massacre, where 378 people were killed on October 7th, and where a memorial has now been set up here. This attack, of course, launched a war in Gaza that has finally been ended. It's hoped by this peace deal, but even in these early days, it is already showing cracks. Hamas had originally been given a deadline of noon local time on Monday to return all of its hostages here to Israel, either dead or alive. Now, as we know, the surviving hostages were returned, but it is taking longer than expected for Hamas to return the bodies of the deceased hostages, those who died in captivity. It's believed there are about 28 bodies. Hamas returned 4 bodies so far, but Israeli officials have already discovered that at least one of those bodies doesn't even belong to one of the hostages. In response to these delays, the Israeli government has once again restricted the flow of aid going into Gaza, cutting in half the number of truckloads of aid that are being allowed to enter the Palestinian enclave every single day. The UN says at least 600 trucks a day are needed to address the desperate man-made famine happening inside of Gaza. And we are also hearing reports again of fighting inside of Gaza. Israeli forces reportedly killed at least 2 Palestinians this morning. That's on top of the 9 Palestinians who were shot and killed by Israeli forces yesterday after Israel says they entered a restricted area. So we are getting daily, if not hourly, reminders here of just how fragile this peace deal has become and remains. And part 1 of this peace deal is really supposed to be the easy part, relatively speaking. It is phase 2 that includes some of the bigger, thornier questions, such as who will govern Gaza moving forward, when and how Israel will completely withdraw from the Gaza Strip, and when will Hamas finally lay down its arms? Hamas has agreed to disarm, theoretically, as part of this peace deal, but all indications are that is not happening yet. In fact, just the opposite. We are seeing examples of Hamas reasserting control inside Gaza, conducting public executions in the streets, engaging in fighting with other militia groups. U.S. President Donald Trump said yesterday that if Hamas does not disarm on its own, he will do it for them. The one sliver of good news today is that we're hearing that Israel and Hamas have begun negotiating the terms of all of these various factors involved in phase 2. But at this point, it remains a very open question as to whether this deal represents permanent peace in this region or will turn out to be merely another ceasefire that was unsustainable. Jeff Semple, Global News, at the Nova Musical Festival site in Israel.